I'm here with Frank Seaman, who is a prosthodontist from Colorado, US. Now, prosthodontist is someone who makes dentures, crowns, bridges. Now, I'm presuming, Frank, you wouldn't be placing implants. You would have someone else placing implants.
I have a surgeon.
Yeah. So you would have a surgeon placing implants, and then you would place whatever it is on top of the implant, the crown or bridge on top of the part.
Prosthetic device.
Now, Frank, tell me a little bit. What brings you to England? What brings you? So Frank is taking a Buteyko course with Patrick McEwen and wanted to pop in and say hello. What brought you to the UK?
To attend a second course with Patrick.
Why?
To learn better, so I can educate my patients with better breathing habits, primarily. And it involves closing the lips, breathing through the nose, and also proper tongue position, and they all work together.
Cool. Now, tell me, why is someone who spends an element of their time making dentures for people, I presume these are people, some of your patients have no teeth.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now you're telling people with no teeth.
I am.
Yeah, why?
Well, it impacts a lot of dental problems, of which I am faced with every day. Mouth breathing does. Number one, it dries out the mucosal tissue and leaves a residual film of sticky substance, which then attracts a lot of bacteria and causes a bad breath, among other things, dental decay, swollen gums, swollen gingival tissue, and inflammation in the mouth in general. It also induces the urge to clench and grind their teeth at nighttime. And through the process of an sleep apnea process, part of the arousal process is teeth clenching and jaw muscle activity, which causes teeth clenching grinding, of which I deal a lot with worn and broken down teeth from just mechanical insult. And so I find that I can have them close their lips at nighttime and breathe through their nose. They're keeping their mucosal tissue moist and also dialing down the incidence of teeth grinding jaw muscle, extracurricular jaw muscle activity during sleep. And that helps me to render better dental, long-lasting dental services for them that last longer, has a lot less breakdown problems for them over the long term. So I consider it more preventive in nature and helps my dentistry work better for them.
Cool. So now, Frank, tell me what the business end of this, what are you actually doing? So how do you help people to change? I mean, I'm teaching much younger people than you are.
Right.
Now, I have a following of people who are older.
Right.
Now, I'm trying to extend my treatment. I've extended it very nicely up to about 16, 17, 18. And now my mission, and I've had some good results, up to 30. But clearly, 30 would be relatively young for your patients.
Yes, it would. We do see them, but not that frequently.
Wonderful. So people watching videos such as this, they want to make themselves better.
Right.
So what are your tips for people to make themselves better?
I first have to bring their awareness to the problem.
Cool. Yep.
I do written screening forms.
We move forward, because we're assuming people who are watching this have gained awareness.
Okay. Yeah, so I first identify the problem and say, okay, you snore. That's a problem. Do you notice it? Do your parents notice it? Whatever.
Yeah.
And identify something that they can tag on with to want to improve or change.
Cool.
And so then I say...
So you have to identify a need for them to change. Correct. Cool, that's fine.
And then I tell them the only way they're going to do that is to stop breathing through their mouth during sleep.
Yeah.
And they say, well, I don't, So I said, okay, for those that are insistent that they don't breathe through their mouth during sleep, I can test them with more sophisticated high-resolution pulse oximetry testing.
This is a home one they do,
yes.
Or they have to go to the doctors?
No, we have a device in the office.
That they can take home with them?
They can take home.
Okay. What's that device?
It's Mamilta 300i, my product name, and it's very... in the States, it sells for about $1,000 a unit, so it's rather expensive. And so,
but it's the type of thing I could have in house if I wanted to. That I could, test people.
And we give it to. I have eight units in my office, and
you're going somewhere.
Yeah, patients take them home. I say, okay, you're doubtful, and I can see problems in your mouth, suggesting that you do breathe through your mouth. And so I need to have you understand that
You need to
do.
get the data in and demonstrate to them.
And so I have comparative tests. And so I do one night, just whatever they're doing, take the pulse ox, and it records data all night long, every 3 seconds, and then prints it out on the computer in the morning.
Cool. Okay, well, I want to jump forward here, Frank. So we've diagnosed someone as having an issue. We've convinced them they need to do something about it.
Right.
Now what we're going to do? What's your program for making people change?
Okay, well, I show them the data. I do comparatives. One night, just whatever they do breathing-wise, and one night only with tape on their lips. And I show them the comparative data, looking at both of them, and ask them which data looks better. And it's intuitively obvious which one is better. 80% of the time, it's the one with tape on their lips.
So this is your mainstay initially, is asking to use tape.
It's objective data that they can believe.
Cool. Now, one of the things you mentioned to me and we discussed, if you've actually worked with 3M to develop a tape that people can put on their lips.
Yes, I have.
Do you want to show us that?
I will. Many patients will comment.
This is the tape that Frank's using. Yeah?
Yes, it is.
And can we get one out to show me?
Sure.
Yeah, well, I'll take one out.
Okay.
And I'll let's not open too many of your cases here. So this is a piece of tape we have here. Wonderful. And shall I put it on myself?
Of course. And the tips curl down like the lips in sleep position. We have an open tab over there.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So I take that off there, and I presume it's this bit I'm keeping.
That's trash. This is sticky on one side.
All right. So I've got
curls
this bit.
down.
Curls down, so I'm going to turn it this way up.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of my patients would comment that it was too over-the-counter.
So we've got this here.
Right.
And that's the right way around. Now what do I do?
You tuck your lips together.
Normally?
No.
Purse them
together, and then put that in the middle first and kind of iron it out sideways. Right in the middle. Yes, and then iron it out sideways. Yeah, and press it against the skin. And so, right now, typically it went on dry lipped skin because mouth breathing dries the lips out quite a bit. And if you allow the saliva not to dry out by not breathing through the mouth, it will now begin to moisten your lips. And that moistening effect also helps the glue of this mild adhesive retain better during the overall night. Many of the over-the-counter products are really too sticky. A lot of my patients would not use the tape because it was just too sticky and painful with removal. So I worked with 3M to use this less adhesive tape, but it's highly effective with the skin of the lips, which is a semi-moist skin, a transition skin, different from dry skin. So very effective. And you can break through it if you really try, so it's not that restrictive.
Yeah.
And or you can use the tab to help pull it off. And so it's very, very, very user-friendly and easy to remove.
Tab on left.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the glue doesn't stick night to night.
So you need a new one every night?
Yeah.
You need a new
Some
one.
people try it, but they find it falls off the middle of the second night.
I would imagine it's a real. So what are you retailing these at?
They're retailing in the States at $15. Online, I sell them online. Lip Seal Tape is my product.
Okay, Lip Seal Tape, if anyone's interested in that. That's your product, Frank?
Right.
Wonderful. Okay.
I developed it really for my patients, and then it had such a demand, I started to put it online. And
Cool. Now,
Patrick,
what other things? So the tape, yes, I agree. I do think tape's good. I think, this is a slightly controversial issue when we're talking about young children. But